Matt, how tough a night was that for your team against a very good Oxford side?
It's always going to be tough when you make errors. For large periods of the game, we were out of possession but in control, and we made 3 errors tonight, and you got punished. The first goal was an error. Second one is an error in terms of the sending off and then not getting the free kick right, and the third goal obviously is another error. So you get punished, and that's what happened tonight. We got punished for that. We had a couple of moments where we looked good on the ball, mainly in the second half. First half we turned over the ball too much. When we worked extremely hard to get it back, that first pass or that first touch wasn't good enough. But you can't come away from home against anyone in this league and make errors, which is uncharacteristic for this group of players because they haven't done that. So I think it's important now that everyone regroups. There's been, some conversations that we've just had in the dressing room. The players are understandably disappointed. I'm extremely annoyed because, bar those errors, I think Marco has one shot from a counter-attack to save. So that's the reason that we lost the game today, is because we made errors and we got punished. And when you make errors against good teams, and that's what Oxford are, then ultimately you run the risk of conceding goals.
What was your view of the dismissal of Joe Anderson early in the second half?
It's 2 yellow cards. No argument from me. I've just watched it back. The first one's a yellow card and so is the second one. But they're avoidable. And the second goal comes directly from that free kick as well, which is disappointing. As I say, it's uncharacteristic for this group of players to make those errors. So what we need to do now is make sure that we don't do it again. Quite simple.
And you made changes, lots of them, 4 at the same time. Did that add a bit more energy for you to the performance?
I think we've got players here that have played near enough every minute of every game because they've had to, or performances have dictated to. What we wanted to do, speaking to the medical staff, speaking to the fitness staff, is try and manage those minutes for players, making sure that everyone gets the right exposure so that in a 3-game week we've got the players fresh and ready to go on Tuesday and on Saturday. So we made 4 changes because we felt we needed it. The changes were ready at 1-0. Thought they were positive. I think 11v11 we would have created more chances. But when you go 2-0 down and you're down to 10 men, which ironically we kept the ball quite well for periods when we had 10 men, but you're always going to have an uphill battle, and then to concede in the 95th minute as we did is unacceptable.
You created lots of chances, we know, in the last couple of games in particular, Orient and Charlton. Tougher tonight in that respect, even when it was 11 against 11, Matt, would you say?
Yeah, I think we didn't make the correct decisions as often as we have done in the previous 2 games. So look, you can't get away from the fact that we've conceded 3 goals tonight. We've had a couple of efforts on goal, but from that perspective, not good enough. And what needs to change now for the group of players and the team that's selected is they need to be positive going into a massive game at home against Northampton on Saturday.
How big a challenge is this for you personally, Matt, as well as head coach? This is 10 league games now, very early in your managerial career at Shrewsbury Town. The club are clearly in a difficult run of results at the moment. How big a test is it for everybody, yourself included?
It's always going to be a big test, but you have to accept that when you take a head coach or a manager's role, there's always going to be pressure. There'll always be pressure associated with every team, with every coach, with every manager. That's part and parcel of the job. My job now is to prepare the players along with the staff for Saturday, because ultimately, whilst we reflect on the game here tonight, we can't do anything about the result. The only thing we can do now is react the best way possible, and that's making sure that the players put in a performance Saturday at home in what's going to be another really tough game. But right here, as it stands, with my emotion right now, I'm really angry because that's not a reflection of the type of players that we've got here at the football club, and that's what's disappointing me. And my job now is to, along with the coaching staff, is to decipher all of that, take what we can out of the performance tonight, pick a team that is ready and raring to go to try and win a game of football on Saturday.